The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Craven Wings.
Craven Wings 2-Minute Drill on this Thursday. By the way, speaking of Craven Wings, they get that brand new brunch at all their locations, Brent, and a lot of cool menu items.
Oh, absolutely. They got the carbon station for the prime rib. They got omelets. They got complimentary desserts, mimosas, all the breakfast things you need for brunch. It's terrific. So go check them out.
Go check them out. Brunch, that being on Saturdays at Craven Wings. Got to hear from Joey Halsley today. Kind of likes where they're at, likes what Joe's bringing to the table, and likes the growth of the offense.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to talk to Joey Halsley, but because I like his approach and how he describes things, and he talked about, spring's about not being afraid to make a mistake, and he wants all of his guys on offense to go attack it as fast as you can, and then if you make a mistake, come back and learn from it. And that goes for the quarterback position. He's talked about that from day one since he's been here. Go and make mistakes. And he talked about with Nico some of the mistakes he's made. And he said, I told Nico he's going to be better for it. All the stuff he's seeing on defense right now, he doesn't have Tim Banks hold anything back. Turn it loose and go play football. That's the way he approaches spring, and I think he feels like it's going to benefit this offense when they get to fall camp, because they're playing fast right now. It's not spoon-fed, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The coaches may talk about competition at the quarterback spot. Joe Milton carries himself as if he knows he's the guy. And I think Tennessee's probably going to be better for it, because there's a confidence with Joe. And it's more of a humble confidence than I would say that we saw 2 years ago when he walked in the door. He's a guy that's kind of worked his way back into this position, and he knows it's go time.
Yeah, I feel like Joe's more comfortable with Joe. 2 years ago, there was that bravado, was a little bit of, I think, maybe some uneasiness with Joe because he was just here. He's been here, he's settled in, he knows his staff, he knows his system. I think Joe's more comfortable with Joe. And Joey Halsley talked about today, his biggest challenge to Joe Milton, go compete against yourself every day. Don't worry about what your competition is around you. You go compete against yourself and be better today than you were yesterday, and just focus on you competing within yourself, and he's done a good job of that. He's in clear command of this offense right now, and you see him interact with his teammates. Austin, this offense is he's the leader. He's the face of this offense for these guys right now.
Nico Iamaleava said he got here at 198. He's now at 210. They'd love to have him 215 to 220 before we get to fall camp coming up in August. Brent Hubbs, if you don't know, is the president of the Ethan Davis fan club. We got to hear from him. Another guy that's put on a ton of weight, Hubber, and honestly looks good out there just running around.
Yeah, and I think the best thing for him is that he's been cleared. Can go hit and can do things, and his biggest challenge is going to be the physicality of it, and can he block, and how does he learn it? I think people have to remember he's a very raw football player who just kind of used his big body and big frame to be a wide receiver, who's really trying to learn how to play tight end. So I don't think he's an impact guy right out of the gate, because I think he's got a lot to learn in terms of blocking defensive ends and blocking blitzed linebackers and some stuff he's never been asked to do. But his body is built to do that, and I think he's getting settled in pretty nicely at that position. He'll have a chance just because they don't have any depth there.
You're exactly right. And finally, Nathan Laycock getting some run with the twos, just kind of trying to soak up everything he can soak up.
Yeah, and I think the thing that you have to understand, we see guys running wide open all the time, and it looks really easy. There's a lot for the receivers to learn in this offense. There's a lot of reads. You're not just given a route to run. There's a lot of things that sight adjustment as you go. So there's a big transition for a guy like Nathan Laycock, who had 1,300 yards last year. And he's trying to sort through, okay, if the safety's here and the corners got inside leverage or outside leverage, how do I play this route? How do I adjust to this route? Stuff like that, I think, is his biggest challenge, which is normal for a freshman, which is why it's so big he's here for spring ball.
He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. Craven Wings 2-Minute Drill. Don't forget about tonight's basketball game that's coming up at 9 o'clock. Grant and Rob will have you covered from New York City as the Vols play FAU.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.